No, what happened was I was pooping on Highway Star's record collection, and then I was gonna sneak over to Blackheart Knight's house, and but he doesn't have any records for me to poop on. All he's got is some well, you know, it's none of my business, you know, what people do in there. Oh, hello. What? Okay, guys, listen. It's Friday! Yay! Friday! Hip, 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 hooray! It's Friday! And you suck! Yeah!
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show on this wonderful Friday morning. All right. Slippity sloppity slew, pippity pappity poo, dippity dappity doo. Hello to you. Hey, all right. Highway Star was number one. Let's have some fun and hit the first happy dance of the day. All right. Yes. I said yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. The listenators in the house. Greg Jonick was third. All right. That's 3, 2, 3. Yeah. Holy poop animal crap family sauce. Drink coffee. I'm telling you, if I didn't have to work after the show every day, I'd be putting bourbon in this. No. Anyway, let's see. Highway Star, Greg Jonick, P. Barnes, what's up? Great to see you as always, my tiny Chihuahua life. What's up, Tony? Great to have you here on this beautiful Friday morning. Oh, it's Friday, the weekend. I can't wait. P. Barnes, the Lessinator, Highway Star, Tiny. Who else is here today? Let's see. Well, you know what? That gets us caught up quick. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, women and children of all ages. Mr. Thomas is here. What's up, homie?
What's going on? Good morning, everybody.
Hey. Oh, my goodness. It's Friday. You excited for the weekend?
Yes, I am very excited for the weekend.
All right. Hey, Terry Barnes is drinking coffee from his Hez coffee cup. All right. I love it.
Even though today they say it's the first day of summer and the longest day of the year.
Oh, crap. That's today?
That's what they say.
We're going to have to go outside at some point. It's supposed to be, 120 degrees out? Let me check the weather report for today. Oh, it's supposed to rain all day. Great. And then tomorrow it's supposed to be close to 100 degrees over the weekend. Oh, boy.
Well, at least you don't have to go out in that this weekend. Well, unless you have plans.
Well, no, but that's because I work outside. So at least it's going to be in the 90s over the weekend. But the hottest day is supposed to be Monday. So, Oh, wait. See, I always do that because I always forget I actually have that. Hold on. Where is it? Come on. See, there it is. That's the wrong one. Dang, damn it. Shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Thomas and David E. Persons are here.
Okay, that was the wrong one, too.
Holy crap, hammer sandwich sauce. Good morning, Mr. Thomas, and good morning, Mr. Persons. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, pretty good. How are you? I'm just thankful to God that I'm alive, so that's great.
I'm telling you,
Good morning.
Is a victory. Go ahead.
Good morning, David E. Persons. I just want to know, how was that cruise ship?
What cruise ship?
You know, that cruise ride that you took over?
Go ahead.
Do you know, Mr. Thomas, what cruise that I took?
You know, either on a Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria with Columbus and all them.
Don't quit your day job.
Oh, I'm trying to. I'm really trying to.
I'd love to. Thank you. Yeah, no.
They should bring back Star Search just to have Mr. Thomas go on there and be funny. They really
You
should.
know what? I probably will make it.
Yeah, well, Ed McMahon's dead, so we can't do that though. So what can I tell you?
I don't see why not. They rebooting everything else.
Yeah, but you can't have Star Search without Ed McMahon. I mean, come on, that was a classic.
Well, yeah.
Now we're going to have another guy who's going to come out here and be funny and dress like a clown. That's my Ed McMahon impression. Sorry, it's 6 a.m. What do you want?
Hello.
Hey,
Boy.
Hezekiah, did you get the other email I sent you about the video I was telling you about?
Oh, is that the one where the cop is telling everybody that like where he, oh no wait, Frauditor gets owned, cuffed, and trespassed in Mississippi. Oh, that's a new one. Okay, yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's wild. That's Marble Mouth. Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
You should. That is a good one. You should. That's the one I sent you.
That's from Lord Pele.
Yeah.
Mr. Thomas, is that the one with Marble Mouth?
Yes, that's one from Lord Pele. He did that one.
Yeah, Lord Pele's got some good stuff coming out. He's pretty sharp. I like him. He's got some good material.
Well, here, let's well, hey, you want to start the show with that one?
Sure.
All right, we got a recommendation.
Friday.
Did you say hi to everybody already?
Recommendation. What?
Did you say hi to
Hey, Bobby
everybody?
Custos is here, ladies and gentlemen. Kingston 2000 said, good morning, all. That's everybody. That's Ollie.
Morning, Kingston.
Hey, what's up? Tiny Chihuahua's here. Where are all the other ladies at? I don't see Donna Ray.
Good morning, Chihuahua. How are you?
Yes,
Good to
yes,
see you.
Morning, Tiny.
That's right. That's right. Welcome to the show. It's Friday morning. Hip, 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 hooray. And all the other things that I got to say is to make today a good day. Damn crows. Ah!
Has News Now Voodoo been messing with your buttons again?
I'm telling you, Voodoo, if you can listen.
No, man, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Uncle Artie came in here last night. I let him in. But he did it, yeah.
Yeah, well, who let Uncle Artie in?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, well, that deserves some slaps over the internet, so I'm going to slap you. How about that?
Make sure one of those slaps is a backhand slap.
Yeah, okay, here's a backhander.
Ow! Damn it! You bunch of... Ow! Damn it, sandwich sauce! Out of here, man! This hurts!
Don't mess with those of us who can slap you over the internet and enjoy it.
Okay.
Right. He'll never learn his lesson. He's pure evil. The problem is he's like Doofenshmirtz level evil. You know, his idea of trying to take over the world is by wasting paper. Ha ha.
In other words, he's almost like Pinky in the Brain. What are we gonna do tonight? Try to take over the world.
Right. And then their plan is something that's just so silly, like and convoluted. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get on my cell phone and I'm gonna dial the wrong number on purpose. And the entire cellular community will be destroyed, and the entire world uses their cell phones for everything. So we will have taken over the world, like some crazy convoluted nonsense. His plans don't make any sense at all.
Well, neither does he, so that's okay.
Exactly. That's why it works, or doesn't, depending on who you are. Ah! Hey, Cody, what's up?
Just so you know, News Now Voodoo, you should not try to gain the whole world and lose your soul if you have one.
Yeah.
You are a doll. I mean, you are a puppet, so who knows?
Hey, man, I got the soles of my shoes. I got diamonds on the soles of my shoes. That's one way to lose these.
All right, News Now. I'm going to slap you again, man. That's bad. That's no, you can't see it. Plagiarize.
Oh, Simon, what?
Yeah, yes, please do.
Yeah, I'm going to slap you.
Ow! Damn it!
I think someone needs to. I think he needs to be zapped too. I think he needs to be.
Yeah.
Tase that punk.
Yeah, it's time for some deep fried voodoo.
Deep fried voodoo? No, man, ain't no such thing. Ain't nobody gonna tase me again. I haven't been tased in almost a week. Oh, crap, hammer
News now, Voodoo. God loves you, and the rest of us are working on it. So just
Yeah.
Hey, is baby up yet?
Let's see. I think he was taking a nap. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't want to wake him up if he's still asleep. He needs his rest. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys today?
Pretty good. Listen, I have a sneaky plan. You want a sneaky plan? Get close to the speaker. We got to be sneaky. Let's zap your daddy really hard because he's being a real today.
Yay! Oh, I love that idea. Okay. Oh, by the way, real quick. Hello, Mr. Thomas. How are you today?
I'm doing all right, baby. How are you?
I'm good. And hello to all of you people in the audience. Yay! I get to say hi, Daddy. Oh, wait, what is this? Highway Star. Look, $20. Voodoo needs to get zapping for grabbing on Dark Side of the Moon. Oh, no, not that one. Okay, I'll take
He
that.
crapped on Dark Side of the Moon.
I know.
That's not just a crime. That's like heresy.
That's a felony. That's horrible. Hey, here, let's get him. Hold on. Be quiet, guys. Daddy. What do you want, you petunia sniffing punk? What? Ah, you heard me. What do you want? What are you talking about? Anyway, listen. I heard that you pooped all over Mr. Highway Star's Pink Floyd record. Yeah, that's right. Dark Side of the Moon, The Wall, Wish You Were Here, Piper at the Gates of Dawn. What else? I got all of them, man. Ugga Mugga, you name it.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, hold on here. News now, Voodoo. I got a new pen yesterday in Houston, and it's got crap on it. Did you do that?
Of course. I mean, never. I would not. Ow. My sleeve! The nightmare! Oh, the sound effects wore out, Az. You gotta fix that.
Oh, holy poop.
Highway Star has got good taste in zapping him. That's very good. I'm glad Highway Star was here to do that.
That's right.
Thank you, baby.
You're the main person that deserved to be zapped.
And baby is such a good kid. I still don't think that he's actually News Now Voodoo's son. I think someone got in there ahead of him.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. He's definitely a much nicer person. If you remember in the video with the invasion of all the baby voodoos, he was the only one that was good, but the most evil of them all was Pinky. I don't know how that happened. But
stranger things have happened.
Yes. Anyway, you guys recommended a video. I want to see what this is all about. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, women and children of all ages, welcome to the show on this beautiful Friday morning. Let's get this started with Frauditor gets owned, cuffed, and trespassed in Mississippi. All right.
M-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. That's how you spell Mississippi, in case you're wondering. M-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. Don't ask me why I had to do that.
That's right. Ding dong, dang, dag, nabbit. When I was a kid, they always made us spell Mississippi because it was supposed to be a joke, like you're saying I-P-P-I. I don't know.
Well,
anyway.
when I was in seminary, we had to make up. We had this contest to make up long words, and I came up with pseudo anti-disestablishmentarianism.
That's right.
Okay.
It shows the result of Gen X kids growing up and jumping bikes off ramps like Evil Knievel. Yep. The stupid crap that we did when I was. Oh my goodness. And you know what? This is a side note, but it's a thing. Like, because I have kids of my own now. The boys are here right now, literally sleeping in the other room. It's so different, and I always tell them, like, because when I was a kid, we were always outside, Always. It
All
was
the
like
time.
my parents would wake up, they'd give us breakfast and say, "Get out, come back when the street lights come on."
Yep, I remember that. My mom would had a bell, and she would ring it, and all the neighborhood kids knew that meant it was dinner time.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see, like, sometimes it's hard to explain to them, because they're young. But every once in a while, my kids will, like, something will happen or they'll do something, and then they'll like think I'm gonna get mad or whatever, and it's like, yeah, I don't want you going running around getting into trouble and doing all this stuff or whatever. But you're kids, you're supposed to be outside running around getting into trouble and doing whatever, as long as you don't cross the line and get crazy with it. You just
That's
kids
their
be
job. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
That's how they learn. That's how we learn. I mean, think about it. Think about it. So much of the stuff. You know what I learned more from than anything I ever did was reading the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
read the whole Hardy Boys series from 1 to 56, the original series, and man, there is stuff in there I still use that I learned from the Hardy Boys. I mean, there was so much useful stuff in there, from how to fly a seaplane to how to. I mean, it was all kinds of stuff in there. It was great.
Yes,
Are we
yes.
are we are we talking about like Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys?
Yeah,
Yep.
well, the Hardy Boys was actually before. I think they were before Nancy Drew. But there were 2 separate sets, and they were all done by the Stratmeyer Syndicate. And he would do there's a guy named, what was his name? Can't remember his first name. Mr. Stratmeyer, who's Harold Stratmeyer, and he would do these outlines and then shop out to different authors, and they would write the stories, and then he'd edit them and publish them. And they did a whole bunch of. But yeah, the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew were. I mean, those are classics for kids. I've got somewhere in my house. I've still got the whole set of Hardy Boys books, the original set, but they were great.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. I always tell my kids, reading is what makes your brain smarter. You got to read.
Handwriting.
Yes. Oh yeah. My oldest son just read Treasure Island. I made sure of that, and my daughter just did Of Mice and Men, and then they swapped, but he hasn't started Of Mice and Men yet. And then the little guy, I still got him working on trying to read anything because he doesn't want to. He wants to watch TV. So I got to get him into reading. But that's all neither here nor there. What is your yes?
My sister-in-law did something, and my sister and brother-in-law, when they were raising their boys, my nephews, did something that I thought was very enlightening. They did not have a TV in the house for the first 15 years. No TV. So they read all the time. They went out and played outside. They did all kinds of stuff. And I think they finally broke down when the youngest one was 15 or 16 and got one television. But they just didn't have it in the house. This is before the internet, so it's a little different. But
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I think it's very dangerous to rely too much on the internet because nobody reads anymore. And you got to read. You got to be able to think. You got to be able to think for yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh, see, now we can get off into this whole other thing now, because if you start watching videos of people, just in general, just interviewing people on the street, especially like college age people or college students, these kids today, they don't know anything. They're asking them the most simple, basic questions, and they have no idea. It's insane.
That's true.
Well,
That's
I
true.
knew I was in trouble when I was a while back. Now, this is a while back now, but I knew I was in trouble when I was at a music store back when they still had music stores, and I was looking. I think I was looking for Moody Blues Live at Red Rocks or something. And this girl and her friend run up, grab a Beatles album, and this girl looks at it and says, "See, I told you Paul McCartney was in another group." I just went, "Oh my goodness, oh no." They had no idea who the Beatles were.
Oh my goodness. Well, Highway Star says to zap voodoo because he crapped on Carl's flowers.
Oh, get him. Get that bum up here.
Hey, man, that's fertilizer when you put it on flowers, man. That's a good thing. You should be celebrating that I did it.
Oh, don't even try to excuse your actions. Just be held accountable. Take your consequences and shut your mouth.
But wait a minute though. In Voodoo's defense, that's kind of is true.
Yeah. See, Mr. Thomas is right.
Yeah, but when voodoo craps, it's cloth.
No, I was trying to be nice.
See, but it's kind of true. But I just want to see. It's kind of true, but I want to see you get zapped anyway. So
Yeah, but it's not crap. It's puppet stuffing. It's not. I mean, that's not fertilizer. That's just puppet stuffing.
Oh yeah? If you don't believe me, ask Uncle Artie. I put it in his drinks.
Yeah, well, you crap on my.
Oh no! Oh, ah!
Holy crap, hammer sandwich sauce. Hello.
Lulu has gone to hide now.
That's right. Frauditors are the reason that we have directions on shampoo bottles.
That's right, Terry. That's exactly right.
And they're also the reason why that they had to tell people not to eat Tide Pods.
Well, you know, if you think about it, every time anybody releases one of those directions like that, I remember there was one school that I started teaching at, and we had to sign a thing that said we would not bring any, what was it? Any, I forget something poisonous, like for plants, poison for plants and stuff.
Yeah.
We would not bring any to school because some idiot had done that, and a kid got a hold of it and got hurt. I mean, anytime you have an instruction like that, it's because somebody did something really stupid. And so everybody's going, oh, we can't have that happen again. We'll get in trouble. So we're going to have instructions on everything. And that's what these guys want. You know, they want a sign for everything.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, do not pee on the desk. Do we have to have a sign that says that? I mean, really? I mean, does everyone not know you shouldn't pee on the desk? But apparently we have to have a sign for that. Otherwise,
they want a sign for everything, but they're not gonna abide by it. They always gonna say it's unconstitutional because it doesn't have a law attached to it.
Yuck. Carl, I'm so sorry about that. He deserved everything he got.
Seriously, the flowers were on your bed. You pooped on them. Oh, that's horrible. Horrible.
I think he needs to be slapped some more.
Yeah, come here.
Another smack! Oh, come on, man! I already got the. Oh! Brain damage! Oh, drain damage! Oh no! Hey,
Here's another one.
Okay, all right.
Hey, Lisa Alcazar is here. LaDonna Rogers is here. What's up? What's up?
Hey, guys.
All right. Now we're starting to fill up. Now we can start showing some show.
Dang crows.
Those darn crows.
I'm telling you, man.
Those are out today.
And they carry guns. I don't get it.
Armed? Oh, no. Man, that's terrible. We need to call somebody.
I'm sorry. I know who you're going to call. Ghostbusters.
I mean, it is something strange if you see crows in your neighborhood with guns.
That's true. Crows are cute.
Aww. Are they though?
No.
No, not really.
Are they?
Not to say.
There's a dead tree right down the street here. And yesterday I saw a crow that had to be like this big, just chilling on it, pecking at it. I'm like, ooh. But hey, you know, animals are awesome.
Yeah.
We love the fur babies here. Oh, there's no fur on a bird. All right. I saw that Hitchcock movie. I know about the birds. They like to poop on my new car.
They're also responsible for all the pollen on our cars.
Hey, look, you know what I love about people who say that? He's not going to stick around to actually have a conversation. He might have got booted. I don't know. But if you're still here, here's the thing I don't understand. Why is it that the definition of bootlicker has become anyone who's a decent human and not a scumbag is a bootlicker, according to you guys? Because
that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. That's a very good point.
Yeah. Like, you have respect for human beings just because of the basic fact of basic human decency and kindness? You bootlicker. What? I don't see how the two are related. Like, what does having empathy for other human beings have to do with like licking a boot? I don't understand the concept. Oh well.
I don't get it either. It's just, you know,
Well, this is
I
why
don't know. These guys are. I don't know. This guy. Let's see. Who was that again? What was his name?
I don't know, Dumbass McGee or something. I don't know. Eric from
dumbass
Los
McGee.
Angeles. Yeah. Figures he's from California. He probably hangs out with Silence Boy and Casey Camera Boy and who are those other New York or California idiots?
San Gabriel Valley loser or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if he actually wants to stay, I mean, it'd be interesting to have a debate with him. But
I've said this many times. I'd love to actually have a conversation with one of these guys. I've tried over and over and over again, and I've never had any of them ever actually say anything other than, well, cops are bad. Yeah.
You know, speaking to a frauditor or talking to a frauditor, it's like beating a dead horse. There's nothing gonna happen.
Like this, for example. He's asking why do we hate freedom? Because we believe in being a decent human for the sake of being decent. What does that have to do with freedom? Like, I don't understand.
Well, he doesn't realize that.
You obviously didn't watch the show or have any idea what we do here. You came in and said that we're a bunch of bootlickers, and then you proved with this statement that you don't even watch the show. You have no idea who you're talking to. That's like me walking up to a random guy on the street and saying, "Hey, you're an anti-Christian and you hate Jesus," and then they're like, "Well, no, actually, I go to church every Sunday and I pray and I do alms and all that. How do you know that?" Well, because I said it, so it's true.
Well, I would tell this guy from LA a couple of things. One, we love freedom, but freedom is based on the rule of law. No one has freedom if you don't follow the rule of law, and that's what we do. That's not what frauditors do, or sovereign citizens, or any of the rest of these guys who just want freedom for themselves, not for anybody else. So I'm sorry you feel that way, but you clearly no, you don't get it. Everyone's rights matter, not just your rights.
That's the thing. I think his definition
I
of
dare
freedom,
you to respond. I dare you to respond.
I think his definition of freedom is like you could walk up to somebody and stab them in the neck because you're free to do what you want. So stab people in the face. That's freedom, right? And you drive your car 90 miles an hour into a crowd of people like Daryl Brooks did. That's his freedom. He's free to do that if he wants to. Why not?
Oh well, who
Exactly.
knows? This guy, I doubt he responds. But we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I think the problem is he didn't think that we'd actually engage with him like on an actual level. That he'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to call them names, and then they're going to call me names, and that's going to be it." And then we're like actually talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, wait, I don't actually have an argument, just name calling. I don't know what to do."
Oh no, you don't have nothing else to say, so to just go to name calling. That's pretty sad.
Yep.
Well, you can always tell in those videos when they're about to really lose the argument when they start calling them names and insulting them. That's their last bastion of argument. If they start saying, "Oh, you're a," then they've lost.
Right. Yeah, Lisa Alcazar mentions Ironton Auditor. He comes up here sometimes.
He does it right. He does it exactly how it's supposed to be done.
And the thing about his channel, the police actually come up to him and just tell him what's going on and what happened after everything is done.
Right, almost like a real journalist. Like he actually gets the story.
Wait, there's a real journalism? No.
Yeah, right.
And I was listening.
This guy's a sovereign citizen. He's not a fraud.
Crying out loud.
We should be able to do anything we want as long as there's not an injured party. My rights are what matters. Not my rights. Not your rights. Not our rights as a collective. His rights are what matters. Exactly. You only care about your rights. Everybody else, they could go die in a ditch as far as you're concerned.
What? Okay. He does sound like that. Does sound like a sovereign citizen. You're right. That's the injured party thing is a pretty big clue.
That's the craziest thing I ever hear from a sovereign citizen. As long as there's no injured party. Okay, but you just did something wrong. Of course, you're gonna get called out for doing something wrong.
Right. So let me ask you something. So, you sneak into a building and you plant a bomb, and then you leave and the bomb goes off, but there wasn't actually anyone there, so no one got hurt. So it's legal for you to place bombs in places, and you should be allowed to do that because you're not injuring anyone?
Of course, that sounds completely logical to me. Not.
It's just like the video of the sovereign citizen in front of the judge, who says he wasn't no injured party, even though he was stealing from this huge company like tools and everything. The judge just said still a crime.
Oh, did you see this last thing he said? Look at this. I can take a camera anywhere since I pay for it with my extorted taxes.
Yeah, extortion for yeah. See, all the sovereign citizen talking points. This guy doesn't even have a mind of his own. He just read the script online and brainwashed.
I don't know. I think this guy is trolling us. I don't. I bet he's just doing this for fun. I can't
just want to
know he's actually just that stupid.
I just want to know from Eric in LA, what is your guru's name? Because your guru really sold you a bunch of goods. That doesn't, that's not going to work out well for you.
Yeah, and they all seem to have a guru who's making money off of them. You notice that? That's who I would be ticked off at, is the people who are extorting money to get this crap that they sell on the internet.
Yes. Great point. That's the problem with you guys, is that you get these people, you get your fake license plates, you get your fake IDs, you get all this BS, you give all your money to these grifters who are literally ripping you off, and then when you get busted, instead of getting mad at the person who ripped you off, you get mad at the people who busted you for falling for the scam.
Yeah, the judge even said you just fell into a scam.
Right.
I done seen videos when the judge told him, you just fell into a really bad scam. That's all what it is.
And everyone who falls for this kind of stuff, you kind of have to wonder what they're searching for in their soul. There's something missing. I mean,
they haven't one. That's the problem.
And I would love to know. I'd love to ask this Eric in LA guy, what is it you're really looking for? Why do you hate authority so much? Let's see if he actually responds.
No one tells me what to think. I know the Constitution better than anyone here. Okay, so no one tells me what to think.
Wait.
And yet you're talking about all this sovereign citizen nonsense.
No. He knows the constitutional better than anyone here.
I just want to know, Eric in LA, if you know the Constitutional very well, why you sovereign citizens so much hate the 10th Amendment?
Because it gets in their way, of course.
You two keep going. I'll be right back. I got to refill my coffee. This is getting good.
I mean, I just want to know, why do they hate the 10th Amendment? Like frauditors and sovereign citizen and the morals, they hate the 10th Amendment. It's almost like it doesn't even exist for them.
All right, I got a question. They always slap this. They always slap this on us, so I'm going to slap one on them. They always try to get us to tell them what the Third Amendment is, and they always misquote it because the Third Amendment actually says that in peacetime, no soldiers can be quartered in private houses, and during time of war, they can only be quartered in private houses with an act of Congress. That's actually what it says. They don't. I mean, they never get that far. They just think they want to get it. That's a gotcha because they think nobody knows what it says. But let me ask Eric here. What's the 28th Amendment, Eric? Don't look it up. Just tell me. What is the 28th Amendment?
Yeah. What is it, Eric? Let's see if you get it.
I doubt he'll get it. Well, who knows? Maybe. Just tell me what it's about. You don't have to tell me the exact quote. Just tell me what the 28th Amendment is about. What do you want to bet he doesn't even respond? Let's see. Maybe he will. I don't know. This guy seems to be responding anyway. That's something.
Well, he just said it has to do with freedom.
Hey, Eric, there is no 28th Amendment.
And spelled freedom wrong.
This is better than anybody.
Yeah, he knows it better than anybody. There is no 28th Amendment, brother. Sorry to break it to you, but there's only 27, and the 27th Amendment was originally part of the Bill of Rights, and it was only passed in 1992. It took 200-something years to pass it. So, obviously, you know the Constitutional better than any of us.
Constitutional.
Now, wait. To be fair, you got to remember what the First Amendment says. The First Amendment says, and I quote, if you own a camera, you could do whatever the hell you want as long as you're recording it.
And I'm fascinated. I'm so impressed that the founders wrote that into the Constitution and then reflected back. They traveled into the future, wrote that in, and then came back and reflected forward that the cameras would exist 200 years later. I think that's just great.
The First Amendment says, also says freedom of the press. It doesn't say anything about the camera. You could be pressed without the camera. Just go in there with the oath. Just go in there like they did back in the day with just a pad and a pen. That's all you have to do.
I legitimately want to know though, like seriously, like what made, because until there was a such thing as a frauditor in the entire history of forever, I never met anyone in my life. I'm 52 years old. 52 years, not once have I ever met anyone who was like, man, I want to sit around filming people in the post office all day instead of getting a job and living my life. But dagnabbit, it's just they won't let me, and I need to do that. And how come they won't let me do that?
Oh, by the way, Uncle already put a super chat.
We're in trouble! No, not him. Not the evil.
Oh, the evil one's here. Well, I will not succumb to the evil one. I'm sorry. I have power.
Oh, I love sovereign citizens. They are my most evil creation.
I mean, we got everybody here today, don't we?
Yes. Hello. Oh, bow. Yes. Smack the hand, yeah. Power to the dumbasses. Yay!
Yeah.
News Now dumbass is here. Okay,
chat,
well, that's nice.
Whatever his name from LA, yeah. I made him from I don't know. I made it from News Now Voodoo's toenail clippings.
That's right. I had toenail fungus and I scraped it off, and that's what News Now Dumbass used to create that guy in the chat, that douche from LA or whatever his name is. Yeah.
All we need is
that guy in the chat just can't help but be stupid. I made him a constitutional law scholar for a reason. I mean,
that's right. He went from the Chili de Castro school. Yeah, the Chili de Castro school of stupidity. I love it. That's where I graduated from. Yeah, with a degree. Yeah, my degree is in
Hezokuai.
All we need is George.
Yeah, slap. Ow. Dagnabbit, I was going for Hez, I missed. Try it again, man. Ow!
I'm going to keep slapping you if you keep it up. You cannot work with the evil one.
What?
I have as much power as the evil one to slap you, so be careful.
Oh, no.
Well, I've got the power here now. If you slap him, Hezekiah gets zapped.
You want Hezekiah to get zapped? Yeah. Do it. Zap the Hezekiah. Oh, no, yeah.
No. I'm going to slap you. News Now, I'm going to slap you. If he gets tased, you get slapped.
Oh, fine. Yeah, just try it.
What the hell? What?
I don't like getting tased. That hurts.
Okay, News Now, I'm going to slap the crap out of you now.
What?
Oh!
News
What
Now
the hell was that, dude?
I don't know what's going on, man. News Now Dumbass, save me!
I'm going to slap you. Watch this.
Look, wait.
Guys, look at this brilliant intellectual discourse right here. Who is this loser? You guys are a bunch of traitors. I'm right and you're wrong.
Oh, but look at his reasoning. Look at his reasoning, because I love freedom. Yeah. Right.
Define literally do whatever you want with no consequences. Hurt people. Screw it. As long as there's not an injured party. So you can't injure someone by stealing their money. You can't injure someone by destroying their property. You can't injure someone by publicly humiliating them on your YouTube channel. You know, public humiliation used to be a form of punishment, but they got rid of it because it was cruel and unusual punishment. But you guys think it's beautiful. You love it. You love destroying people's lives. That's what I don't understand. That's what we don't understand. When you call flood a business, you try to get people fired. You try to get people that are hiding from stalkers exposed on the internet. You try to dox people. You try to post people's faces and personal and private information all over the internet, the global platform of YouTube for the whole world to see. And you don't understand what the problem is, how you're infringing on other people by using your freedom to expose them, to exploit their image for profit on YouTube. You don't understand how that's you doing something to someone else. It's not that you have freedom. It's that when your freedom starts affecting other people, that's where the problem lies. That's what you don't understand. We don't have a problem with freedom. We have a problem when you doing whatever the hell you want starts to infringe on other people. That's the problem. Because we have our freedom that we don't need you getting in the way with. All right, I'm sorry. That was my Hez rant for the day.
That was a good Hez rant.
Let us all rise for Hez rant.
It was well needed.
Yes.
But I'd love to hear what this guy thinks freedom is all about. I don't know. I don't get these people. I just don't.
No, now I know this guy's trolling. Freedom of speech is absolute. I could say anything and do anything I want to public servants, slaves. Slavery is illegal in this country, and they must do what I say. It's what the Constitution says. This guy's a troll, man.
This guy has to be a troll.
Wait, this is what the Constituted said. Isn't that what he put?
Yeah,
that's no Constitution for some reason.
Yeah, this guy's a troll. Get rid of him.
Well, no, wait. He might be having fun though. It might be one of us under a soccer account.
But he says freedom is absolute. But well, why do some people get arrested for what is it? See, it's early in the morning. I can't even think straight.
I don't know. This guy's quoting a lot of the playbook. Either he's a troll or he's a true believer. One of the two.
He's either a troll. It's Poe's law. It's Poe's law. If you ever heard that one right there.
Yeah. Oh, there's another one. See.
Jolly Mole. I'm not even
Jolly Mole.
20-foot pole.
Jolly Mole. Is it? I just want to know, when you say Jolly Mole, is it just like the Austin Powers, the guy with the mole?
Yes. Mole, 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 mole. Mole. Watch it now. Watch it. And it don't matter about someone gonna do that with a woolly dog. Bully. All right.
Bully.
Watch it now. Watch it. All right. Anyway, Hez could use some Cuddy Sark. Yeah, man. I need some more coffee is what I need. More.
Yeah. Some of these people have to be a Poe. Something that is indistinguishable between the real thing and a parody.
Yep.
Hey, why did the sovereign? You hear about why sovereign citizens can't play basketball? Don't you?
Why can't sovereign citizens play basketball?
Because they're traveling.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a penalty.
And they got their whole thing misconstrued. What traveling? It says you could travel from state to state and still be treated as as a U.S. citizen. Has nothing.
Exactly. It's the right to interstate travel without fear of being told no, you can't travel from state to state. Just look at North Korea; they can't travel from province to province.
Yep.
No, they can't.
And I love the other thing too that I just think is beautiful with these guys on the same plane as that is this idea like where they talk about all these UCC codes, and it always blows my mind that their big argument is that
I'm not in commerce. Yeah.
activity. Right. So They prove that they don't need a license by bringing up commercial codes. In other words, codes that only apply to people that are in commercial activity. Well, if you're not engaged in commercial activity, then that code doesn't apply to you. So why are you bringing it up?
And
that way it sounds official.
I don't need a driver's license. Well, according to state law, there are driver's license classifications that range from commercial driver's licenses to passenger driver's licenses, the regular driver's license. And yet they don't seem to understand that.
Yep.
Well, and what they don't get is the state owns that license. They seem to think it's their license, but every state of the union, the state owns your driver's license, not you.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you guys sent me this link to this video. I want to see it because now you guys got me curious what happens in it.
Yeah, let's see what happens because it's pretty good. Is it how to handle fraud?
All right, let's go ahead and check this out real quick, and then after that, we'll come back and we'll talk some more. This is great. Oh, wait, ladies and gentlemen, Keebler's here. All right.
Hey, Keebler.
And this is for if there are any, like, you know, obviously there's guys in the chat right now that are just trolling me, but literally, if there's anyone else watching, Keebler is great proof that, like, I'm open. Because Keebler's a big fan of mine. I'm a fan of Keebler's. We've gone back and forth, you know, with disagreeing or agreeing on different subjects, but she's still a supporter of the show. We're still a supporter of her. Keebler's great. We love Keebler.
I have a quick question for Keebler, though. A quick question for Keebler. I just want to know, how's the cookies to the trees?
Oh, the Keebler elves. Wait, what do you mean there's no more discussion? It's all hate. No, somebody was in here trolling. I just said how much I like you. Come on. See? Yeah, you came in right when we were responding to some trolls that were in the chat just being, you know, name calling and acting stupid.
Being themselves.
Yeah. Doc ran off the Keebler. Oh yeah, the Keebler elves were different than Keebler Danger. Yeah. Don't get. I know. Back in the day, if you didn't follow the whole thing, it was confusing. But yeah, that's a whole different thing. The elves, they're little elves, and they make cookies in trees, like you said. Anyway, let's watch the video and see what's going on.
All right.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Video. You are not to video.
Am I trespassing from the sidewalk?
You walk the sidewalk.
Okay, that's all I've been doing before y'all came.
You are not to video this.
I can't turn my camera towards the side. It's turned that way now. You gonna arrest me?
You are not to video.
Is you gonna arrest me for my camera being pointed that way?
I'm telling you about the back.
You don't know our rights.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And in case you couldn't tell, that was the Mississippi Marble Mouth. That's right. Today's video comes from Audit Everything. He's kind of like a pet gerbil. You kind of forget you have one until they actually do something. He just doesn't do much. And when he does, it's kind of hilarious. The first ever video I ever done on him, he was trying to audit a private airport, and the manager of the airport or the owner just picked up a hose and just started spraying him with it. And then in the other video, he tried to audit a probation office, but ended up going in there high as a kite and reeking of marijuana, and ended up getting himself arrested. If you ever seen the movie Radio starring Cuban Gooding Jr. and Ed Harris, that's who he reminds me of, the character Radio. And if you know, you know. And lately, we have been seeing a lot of bad policing, a lot of bad examples on how to deal with frauditors from states like California. But whenever I get this guy, this is textbook how to deal with a frauditor in Mississippi. These officers in the South really know how to deal with these frauditors. And as always, guys, before we get started, I want to thank all my channel members. If you're not a channel member, you should probably become one. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That is the most important part. Comment, subscribe, and like. And if you want to donate to support the channel, you could do so at buymeacoffee.com. The link will be down below in the description box.
Do you have ID? I'm asking for ID.
I didn't even notice this at first. Ain't no way this fool is going to try to do a silent audit.
Anything to identify yourself. Just a yes, no. Alpha 9, Bravo 2, are you close by?
What you got?
Requesting ID. Do you have ID? You know your social, name, and date of birth?
Can I ask you one question?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, this fool loves to hear himself talk. Ain't no way he's staying quiet.
No, I'm asking for
I know
ID.
I want to ask a question before I give it to you. Do I have the right to remain silent?
You're not being Mirandized.
I know it, but do I have that right though? If I want to just don't say nothing, I'm just gonna remain silent from this point forward. All
Okay,
right?
put your hand behind your back.
For what crime?
Failure to identify.
I ain't did no
Turn around.
crime.
Yes, there it is. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Textbook how to deal with a frauditor. They should send this lady to California to train them how to deal with these fools.
Turn around. Put it down. You keep recording, but you ain't gonna have that phone in the back seat of my car.
Would you put him in the back seat if I ain't did nothing, man?
You being detained.
For what crime?
Failure to identify.
Failure to identify is a secondary crime.
It doesn't matter. A crime is a crime.
It doesn't matter to you? I need to do a crime first before. Why you got him so tight? You got him too tight, baby. These too tight.
Not essential. Show one detain. Come on.
These too tight.
1647.
Can I get your supervisor? Please, can I get a supervisor, please?
Not essential. We're supposed to be supervisor.
Hey, these too tight, baby. Please, these too tight. Man.
Let it go.
What? I don't consider no search procedures, man.
Well, before you get in my car, you're gonna get pat down anyway.
I don't consider no search procedures because I ain't committed a crime.
Y'all need to stop watching TV.
I know I ain't did no.
Y'all need to stop watching so much TV. I mean, I'm sorry. The truer words have never been spoken to a frauditor.
Wrong. I'm just standing on the side while recording. That's
Well,
it.
according to state law, I asked you for your ID. I asked you to identify yourself. You failed you to do that. That's a crime.
No, that's when I'm driving. That's just driving.
No, it doesn't matter. It's still
It do
crime.
matter.
It doesn't matter.
The supervisor let you
A
know.
supervisor is on the way.
Okay.
I know my training. Have you ever been in law enforcement before? I don't think
I'm
so.
asking questions.
I don't think so. But you're still talking though, but you know your rights.
Talk, but I ain't got to ask questions.
But you know your rights though, but you're still talking.
Yeah, I can talk if I want to.
But you're still talking, but you know your rights.
Yes, ma'am.
You have the
If
right to
my
remain
authority,
silent.
I can talk to you if I
I
want
got the
to.
right. Am I being arrested for some crime? What
Being
crime?
detained, failure to identify.
Now, here's what I'm saying. We're gonna end this real quick.
Failure to identify.
Okay, I'm telling you, we're gonna end this real quick. If I don't give you my ID, I'm gonna be arrested.
Why do they think that magic phrase is going to get them a lawsuit? I don't understand
Way
that.
past that.
No, you shouldn't even ask me when I wasn't doing nothing wrong.
Well, the bank called,
So because they called on me and I was doing something wrong. That's what you messed up in. Can you untighten these something? This hurt. And I ain't even did nothing to be treated like this. I'm saying I ain't did nothing to be treated like this. Yeah.
Well, they're not meant to be comfortable. They're not the pink fuzzy handcuffs your boyfriend uses on you at night.
Oh, you don't even
like
your handcuffs so tight. I'm in handcuffs for no crime at all, man. That's not a crime. Yes, failure to identify. If I commit a crime and then listen, okay, what I'm saying, if I commit a crime and then you got me for a crime and now I won't give you my name, that's failure to identify. Before the crime, I don't have to identify because I got the right to remain silent, and I got the Fourth Amendment right for no search and seizure. I don't have to give my name without a crime. I know a procedure of my name is a seizure. Do you understand that? My personal papers and effects. Do you understand that? I got the right to be secure in my personal papers and effects. That's the Fourth Amendment right. My license. That's my papers.
State law.
If I'm driving, man, I'm telling you, hey, these things way too tight. You guys know what? You put them on tight like that for a reason? Because they don't have to be this tight. They do not have to be this tight, man.
All right, so I wanna throw in a couple things there. First of all, I'm reading this. See, I like the fact that Eric in LA is kind of trying to talk, but at the same time, not. Like, the Ninth Amendment, he doesn't have to give
An absolute Ninth Amendment right.
But
Yeah, he's trolling. He's either that or he's a huge moron.
well, but the thing that I wanted to say is I wanted to address specifically this public servant needs his consent to even talk to him. I said that the other day. It's like the mentality of these people is they're not human beings. They're slaves, and they need my permission to speak to me. So a cop can't even ask me what time it is. He's violating my rights if he asks me if I'm drinking a cup of coffee, and he says, "Oh, do you like the coffee?" You can't talk to me. You're my slave. You must bow before me.
Let's address this real quick. Hold on. Let's address this because they are not public servants, slaves, anything like that. They are public employees who are hired by those who are elected by the people to administer the laws established by the legislative branch, who are also elected. Taxpayers have no authority to tell anybody anything. They have the authority to pay taxes. If Eric in LA or that other guy if they think they have authority, they need to run for office, get a majority in the city council or the county commissioner or wherever it is they're running for office, and then they can maybe make a decision that will change things. Until then, shut up.
Hey, hold on a second. Shady Ganayam told me to my face that as a public servant that I didn't have the right to a YouTube channel and that I should, that's actually their mindset.
Yeah, you didn't hear about that, David? He's he said because technically they told him that because he's a public servant, for his full-time real life job, that he shouldn't be legally allowed to have a YouTube channel. Like what?
And what is that based on again? That must be the 28th Amendment.
I have no idea what he based it on. I mean, I showed him the policies of my my school district, and he still didn't give a shit.
Well, I think he's totally wrong on that. I'd love to see his justification for that. He just, I don't get how
these guys actually think public servants are slaves. That is the mindset of these frauditors. I mean, when I was having a discussion with Shady, like, yeah, that is their mindset. My mindset: public servants equals slave.
That's exactly right.
That's not an exaggeration. That's what they actually think.
Yep.
Now this guy, Shady is what is his channel again?
Audit them.
Okay.
Audit them.
Okay.
It's wild because it does seem like there's this whole attitude like if you get paid with tax dollars, for example, right? You're a city worker or whatever, then you must immediately drop whatever you're doing and bow to the will of anyone with a camera. And what drives me crazy is how many of these guys, it has become like this thing that a lot of these people do where it's like, let's say, and I think I used this example yesterday. If I'm paid by the state, if my job is to take forms that people fill out by hand and to put them here and to enter the information into the computer that we have it on our records, that's my job. That's what I'm paid by tax dollars to do. And then some random idiot walks in with a camera and demands that I take a blank piece of paper, write down his FOIA request that he's intentionally giving to me in the wrong building from where his FOIA request belongs. I need to immediately stop what I'm doing, which is my job, and take his FOIA request and physically bring it to the correct building and hand it to them, or I'm violating the law and he's going to sue me. And the fact that I don't want to do that is proof that I don't do my job. The fact that you're trying to get me to stop doing my job to do your stupid FOIA request is the problem. but you're making it sound like, look at
Well,
this.
yeah, I think the bigger
Underserved
point you made is important, and that is, just because people work for the city, state, county, whatever, they don't give up any of their rights. Just because, I mean, yeah,
Exactly.
they have a job to do, but the people who are elected define how they do that job, not just anyone who walks it off the street.
Exactly. And I've been talking with a lawyer friend of mine, a guy I grew up with, about this whole issue. I'm going to be talking to him again this weekend about it. I'm giving him all the information. Yeah, he thought that this whole thing with the audit them was insanely stupid. So, so I'm getting a lawyer involved right now.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's this thing now where, especially with DMA, with this lawsuit or whatever against Frauditor Troll, that is sort of like open up the floodgates for all these guys to start coming after everybody. And it's like, nobody seems like this guy that's been in the chat this whole time. If you really look at their argument against what we're saying, there's no logic behind it. It's just the same old script being read over and over, the same old rhetoric going on and on,
They're sheep.
Right. It's kind of like what I was saying earlier. One of the reasons why I like Keebler, like this comment she made right here, actually has something to say. Like brings up things that you could actually have a real discussion about. Not just like, oh, cops are bad, okay? Like, hey, there's an actual Supreme Court ruling that upheld that, an anonymous tip isn't basically enough, which would be what, probable cause, right? Somebody saying, because I could say, hey, officer, Blackheart Knight is doing something wrong. You got to go search his house because I said I don't like him. Like, that's not probable cause,
Next thing I know, I'm going to have the police at my door.
Yeah, right.
He just gave Audit them a good idea. He's going to do the same thing to me that he did Dr. Dave. Say I got 140,000 rounds of ammo, and the next thing I know, the ATF is knocking on my door.
Yeah, that's true. I've been to your house. You only got 138,000.
No, I don't have 138,000. I've got 10 million rounds of 22.
There you go. Right.
Yeah, I've been to Blackheart's Night house. He just got like a bunch of cats.
Cats? I don't see any cats around here.
No.
But the whole thing is just. I mean, I'm going to give Audit them and some of them the benefit of the doubt and assume they really believe what they're saying. But I just don't see where they're coming from on this stuff. I really don't. I have to disagree completely.
Well, that's the thing. It's all about. That's why I always say 90% of what they do with that kind of stuff, specifically, because I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying 90% of what they do, period. But when it comes to that specific subject, 90% of what they do is all about control. It's all about.
Exactly.
It's like, you need to give me your name and badge number. Not because they need to give you their name and badge number, but because you want to be in control.
Yeah. What's the guy's name? Anselmo. What's his Auditing America or whatever his name is?
Auditing America. Yeah.
He always flexes that I've got 100 million views. Blah blah blah. Like that's some sort of.
That's the ad populum fallacy every single time. It doesn't matter how many views you've got on your channel, whether or not you're right. It's the truth of the matter. Do you have the truth on your side or not?
Right. Sorry, Uncle Artie's talking crap, so now I'm covering my Uncle Artie's Barronville stupidity logo.
Although Uncle Artie had a really good point earlier. Uncle Artie made a really good point earlier in the chat about, here it is. Eric, where are your lawsuits you've won against evil tyrants, quote unquote? Where are your court decisions proving you're right? You don't and can't find any. You're just a loudmouth with no substance. That's a pretty good analysis of
exactly.
Eric.
Put your money where your mouth is. Put up or shut up. Show us what you're talking about. Otherwise, you got it. You got nothing. Or as Aaron Ra puts it, if you can't show it, then you don't know it.
And I wish that people would call them on that. If they make a claim, all right, show me the law. Show me the
Claims
decision.
require
the
evidence.
case law.
Claims require evidence, and extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So show us the evidence or shut up.
Public employees don't have any rights. Let's see the law on that. Where is it? Because it's not there.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't.
Oh, Goat Boy showed me where it said I had no rights as far as that goes, but what he showed me was the ethics policy in my school district, and it had nothing to do with what he was talking about.
That's what most of the thing they do. They like to point the laws or point to anything that don't have anything to do with the situation that you're going over.
Like Poster 7. Hey, Poster 7 says I can't film without permission. See, that says that I can film whenever I want without permission. What? It literally says the opposite of that.
Yep.
I just seen the video of a frauditor when the police officer actually recited Poster 7 to them, and he got trespassed from the post office because he didn't have permission from the postmaster.
Nice.
Like with Audit Them and those other people, they have a complete First Amendment right to say what they want. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I'm a big supporter of the First Amendment. But I don't see why they can't understand that everybody else has that same First Amendment right.
Oh, no. Because, again, if you film them, you're Cam, Beck, and Karen. But if they film you, that's their right. Listen, wait. I want to address this because Keebler brought this up. And here's the thing. And I've said it 100 times, and I'll say it again. I don't support corrupt police. I don't support corrupt anybody. All right. The problem is you use an example of a chief in Florida that was arrested for millions of dollars missing. Okay. Now, the problem with that is when I've interviewed frauditors in the past, and I would ask them something like, for example, using what you said as an example, if I asked them, I said, listen, when you walk into a building and you see a woman sitting behind the desk trying to work, and there's a no filming policy posted on the door, so you walk in there knowing there's a no filming policy filming. And she says, oh, I'm sorry, sir, there's no filming allowed in this building. And you start berating her and publicly humiliating her on your YouTube channel and arguing with her and calling her names and trying to get her fired and trying to have people call flood her business to destroy her career and ruin her life. Why is that okay? Their answer will be, because that cop did a bad thing in Florida that time. What does that have to do with you?
What they got to do with her?
Exactly. What does that have to do with her?
Well, cops are bad.
And that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Yes, that's true. I do have a video of a cop in Florida talking about how there more cops should be held accountable for doing things wrong, because they should be, and it's true. And again, I'll never support bad cops.
I don't think anyone in the chat. I don't think anyone watching this has a problem with bad cops being held accountable. Because
they should be held accountable.
Absolutely,
I don't have a problem with that at all. Hold them accountable. They should be held accountable like everybody else. But don't come crying to me about, this cop is bad, so I'm punishing you for it.
Right, exactly.
And police are not tyrants for enforcing the law. I'm sorry, they're just not. That's and that's what you tend to hear is this. Oh, they're tired because they didn't let me do anything I wanted, when I wanted, how I wanted. And I mean, that's anarchy. That's just this.
I mean, here in Florida, I mean, we got the Halo law because of frauditors.
Right.
So they're not changing laws for the good. They're changing it for making it bad for everybody else.
Yep.
I just wish we could all have a reasonable conversation about this and agree to disagree on the stuff we don't agree on.
Right. Well, but again, that's the thing. It's like
they can't have a reasonable conversation.
Well, right, exactly, because, like I said, no matter what you say, their answer is, well, because cops are bad. It's like, okay, but what does that have to do with you treating human beings like dirt? Well, cops are bad. Okay, what does that have to do with you treating other humans like crap? Well, cops are bad.
But if cops are bad, why do they be the first ones they call if something was to go down at their place or
Touch
if
one
they
of
have been assaulted or anything. If cops are bad, why they always call them?
touch one of their cameras and see how long it takes for them to go crying to the police. He touched
Right.
my camera.
Oh, and another thing that always drives me nuts is this: there is no legal basis for this. My camera is an extension of my body, so if you touch my camera, you're assaulting me. I'm sorry, no, that's not the way it works. Now
That's
you
the
can't
same.
go grabbing people's cameras, but that's theft. That's not assault. I'm sorry. At least get the
That,
law right.
that's the same thing Fapper did. Fapper in the recent video was assaulted. With a man with a bat came after him.
Well,
What's the
that guy
first
was
thing
way
Fapper
out of
did?
line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was out of line. But what was the first thing Fapper did? He called the police.
Mm-hmm. And it kind of gets back to this thing about, well, my rights matter. But I mean, isn't that what Eric, what's his name, said earlier? My rights matter, but nobody else's does. Isn't that essentially the argument he just made?
Yes.
Rights for me, not for thee.
Yep.
And that guy actually said that, just about exactly said that,
Yeah.
didn't
That was when we decided that he was just trolling. Because come on, he can't actually believe that unless he. But
well,
then
some of those folks actually think that way. I mean, they really do.
Yeah.
But then again, there's always Poe's Law. The original is often mistaken for a parody.
True. You guys know why sovereign citizen? Another reason sovereign citizens can't play basketball.
Besides traveling, what?
Yeah, because they don't believe the court exists.
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah. The rules of the basketball court have no authority over anybody playing the game.
No jurisdiction.
Why did the sovereign citizen cross the road?
Because the road didn't have any jurisdiction over him?
I'm traveling. I didn't cross the road. You don't have any jurisdiction over me. I don't answer questions.
Did y'all ever see did y'all see the video about the sovereign citizen that said that her car was declared a horse and buggy because of the horsepower in the engine?
I don't remember that one. Was that a recent one?
I forgot who covered it, but she literally told the police that, and the police said, "Are you saying that because of the horsepower in the engine that you consider this a horse and carriage?" And she said, "Yes."
Oh my!
Oh my God!
I forgot who covered that video, but it was hilarious. I think it was hilarious. I think it was either Team Skeptic or somebody covered it. It was hilarious.
I'll have to find that video.
And here's another thing, though, I wanted to point out too to Keebler too. This is one of the reasons why, again, and I mean, I'm sure you already know this, but this is why this channel supports Ironton Auditor, because we're not against cop watching at all. It's the fact that the way these idiots are doing it isn't helping anyone. Like, you want to make sure that cops aren't violating people's rights. Well, standing on the street corner, screaming insults at cops and swearing at them isn't helping anybody, especially when they stop someone and the person they stopped is saying, "Please stop filming me. Oh, I'm not here to film you. I'm here to film the cops." Okay, but I'm telling you, I did what they stopped me for, and I'm having a discussion with them about it, and it's all good. You don't need to film. It's okay. And they say, "Screw you. I'm filming anyway because I need my YouTube money."
And that's what it's all about. I guarantee you, if YouTube were to demonetize these guys, there would not be any First Amendment auditors in 1 week.
Look at Creepy David. When he got demonetized, all of a sudden he took a vacation in air quotations.
Yep.
But once he got remonetized again, all of a sudden he started making videos again.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys, the argument between, this thing about, well, they're recording me inside the building with security cameras. Yeah, but those security cameras don't get monetized. They don't get put on YouTube without permission of the people on them. They don't dox people. They don't. I mean, they're not used for commercial purposes like YouTube videos are. And that's one thing about it. Those guys, every time they do that, if they're monetized, they are engaged in a commercial activity, whether they want to admit it or not.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, cop watching, not cop screaming.
Yes, yes, I like that.
I like that. It's cop watching, not cop screaming. I think I'll use that in one of my videos.
Seriously.
And most of the time, the police officers are in for for them to be recorded.
Yeah.
A lot of them are for that.
That's one of the things, because I've seen a lot of videos actually where a frauditor will be filming the police and the policeman will be like, hey, look, I support what you're doing. I get it. But really, I think that's coming from a place of there are some cops that actually like the idea of, hey, these guys are filming, cool, because that helps them if, something does go wrong to have evidence that it wasn't the cop's fault, but it also helps to keep them honest and all that. It's a good thing to have. But a lot of these people obviously don't know, because you see cops that actually know these frauditors, and they're usually like, oh, it's this idiot again. But if they don't know and they just see someone filming, they're like, yeah, I support that. That's a cool thing. So.
Well, and the only cops who don't like body cams and don't like being recorded are the dirty cops, because they know they're going to get caught. I mean, every clean cop that I've ever heard of is a big supporter of having a body cam because it shows they're doing their job.
Keeper says you better give her credit there, Blackheart.
Yeah, I'll give you credit.
You don't want the doc yells after you.
See, but the thing is, though, a lot of these frauditors, when they do come upon, a traffic stop, they come up on the middle of a traffic stop.
They have no idea what's even going on.
They don't have no idea what happened.
The thing that I hate the most, that I really hate the most out of everything these guys do, the thing that I hate the most is when somebody's having some sort of a medical or psychological emergency. There's EMTs. There's people trying to calm the situation down, trying to de-escalate. And the person who's having the medical or psychological emergency is saying, please get that person to stop filming me. I don't want to be on camera right now. And they refuse to turn the camera off.
Yeah, that's
absolutely refuse.
We're just a couple minutes away from the cupcake happy dance.
Yes, yes.
And then can we also make it known that it's no such thing as soliciting a trespass?
Yeah, there's no such thing as that.
Yeah, that's illegal fiction, big time. John Legato just did a really good video about that. I mean, the police can ask anybody what they want to do, and police, if they witness something, can act on their own. And there's this thing about that police cannot be a complainant on a disorderly. Yes, they can. If they witness a disorderly conduct, they can act on it. Period. If they witness a crime, they can act on anything.
Testify in court every day.
I mean, recently Matthew Reardon came back and even said, even if I am on private property, you have to get permission from the owner to get me off the private property. I'm like, no, they don't. You aren't on private property.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too. Like, what's the alternative? You want the owner, the people who do work there, to physically go hands-on and drag you out? Then you'll sue them and have them arrested for assault. So of course they're going to call the cops and have the cops remove you. Because if they remove you themselves, they're just going to get in trouble. And you're going to relish in it. You're going to celebrate that you got them in trouble. You're going to go and you're going to gloat. Yay, I got a bunch of people arrested. Yay.
One thing that would be interesting to do is get some of these guys, if we could do it in a way that would actually work, get some of these guys up on a debate and I'd set some rules about evidence and say, look, if you're going to make this claim, let's see your evidence. I'd really love to hear their legal arguments for some of this stuff, but we never get that far with them. Yeah, like this guy this Eric guy in the chat. I mean, we never got that far. He was too busy insulting people.
But it doesn't matter now because it's time for the cup. Cake.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh.
Okay. Hey, all right. Holy crap, hammer sandwich sauce. What a great Friday, man. This was a great show. Thank you to so many people who came up here. First of all, thank you, Black Heart Knight.
Yay!
Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Well, you're very, very welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Persons.
You're welcome.
And thank you to all of you in the chat for watching. You guys are great. I love you guys. Any last words, Blackheart? You start.
I appreciate being here. I was originally going to go full news now, dumbass, but that guy in the side chat just kind of sidetracked me.
No, that's all right. We have fun, man. It's a great time. David, any last words for the show?
Yeah, I just wish I hate to sound like Rodney King, but I wish we could all just get along. I wish we could have some reasonable discussions about this and actually hear both sides. And
I tried having a reasonable discussion with some of them recently.
I don't think it's possible. Yeah,
it's not possible. They have their idea, such as public servants are slaves, which they actually believe that because they've told me that. They actually believe that. So it's not reasonable. You can't have a reasonable discussion with them.
But everybody have a great, blessed weekend.
Mr. Thomas.
Well, I just want to say, everybody, just be nice and be kind to each other. And also remember, David E. Texas was on those three cruise ships with Columbus.
Yeah.
Being nice is tyrannical.
He actually asked, can he sit at the captain's table with Columbus when he was on the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria?
Yeah, well, we had good food on that thing, so you should have been there.
Ain't nothing better than beef jerky, man, and grog. About all they had.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. And salt, lots of salt. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank everybody for being here. We love you guys. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Yeah. I'm all shook up.
Thank you very much.